Okay, so this is guided read for today. So we're going to build on the prediction you wrote about skunk and badger yesterday. So let me just share my screen with you. Okay, so today we're going to learn how to refine a prediction. That basically means to make an initial or first prediction, and then based on extra information, you are going to see how your prediction might change, and which is perfectly natural as a reader. So just to remind yourself from yesterday, based on what we saw and we talked about, what do you think the text is actually about? So what do you think this skunk and badger text is going to be about? So some things that you might want to think about. What genre do you think it might be? Is it fiction? Is it non-fiction? Is it a comic book? Is it a picture book? Obviously, we haven't seen inside the book yet. Who are the main characters? What are their roles? Who's the hero? Who's the villain? Where's the setting? Is it on Earth? Is it in another planet? What you think will happen in the story and why, and how what you might already know about skunks and badgers help you to make those predictions. So just pause it here and just have a think about that. If you've got a parent, brother or sister near you, you could have a chat about it if you would like to. So pause here and then we will move on. Okay, so you're going to write down 2 or 3 sentences saying what you think the story will be about. This is called your initial prediction. It's a first guess. So it's like on The Masked Singer, my favourite TV programme, where the judges make their first guess based on the first set of clues and hearing the singer sing once. So it's just a first guess. So write yourself down in your book 2 or 3 sentences about what you think Skunk and Badger might be about. So pause here, do that now. So this is a great example I had emailed into me yesterday. This is from Jack from my class. So these are some of the things he thought that skunk and badger might be about. So he said he thought that the skunk had travelled quite a long way because he turned up at Badger's door with a suitcase. The badger doesn't look pleased to see him because he isn't smiling. So the skunk might be someone he used to know and maybe he doesn't like him. I really like that idea. And Jack also said he wasn't sure he'd even let the skunk in because he doesn't look happy to see him. Obviously, you're not going to let like any random strangers into your house or people you don't like. So well done, Jack. I thought that was great. Okay, so when we read, it's very natural to continuously predict and repredict what you think will happen. So it's fine if your first guess wasn't what actually happened in the story. And often the best stories are the ones that have plot twists that we really don't see coming. You know, that kind of like wow moment that something has happened that we really don't see coming and that we couldn't predict. So it says talk to your partner, but obviously your partner is now your mum, dad, brother or sister. Here's a first line from a very famous book. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. So the first line is, "Where's Papa going with that axe?" said Fern to her mother as they were setting the table for breakfast. So what do you predict that this book will be about just from the first line? And can you say it in 5 words or less? So what do you predict it might be about? So I think, so if it was me, I would say we've got a little girl in the story called Fern, and her mum obviously live together and her dad lives with them. And I think that he might be a tree surgeon because he has an axe. I think his job is to go and cut down trees, and that's where her father's going with the axe. So that's my prediction. Yours will be completely different, and that's fine. Okay, so it's actually the opening line from Charlotte's Web by E.B. White, which is a very famous book. So this is the second line of the book. "Out to the hog house," replied Mrs. Arable. "Some pigs were born last night." So how does this extra information change my initial prediction? So have a think about it. How does it change yours? So now I'm thinking, oh, well, he's definitely not a tree surgeon. He's a farmer and he's got pigs. Why is he going to baby pigs with an axe? I think this could be turning into something a bit sinister. I don't really like where this is going. I think he could be going to kill the pigs. So you can see how my initial prediction has completely changed just from reading the second line of that book. It's okay. The pig gets saved. It's fine. The pig doesn't die. Okay, so here's the blurb from Skunk and Badger. Let me just move myself up there. So the blurb is obviously the bit on the back of the book. So it's which tells you a bit more information about the book. So no one wants a skunk. They are unwelcome on front stoops. Skunk should never ever be allowed to move in. But Skunk is Badger's new roommate. and there is nothing Badger, who prefers a quiet rock room and the focus of important rock work, can do about it. Skunk ploughs into Badger's life and everything is upended. So I want you to go back to your initial prediction and think about how this extra information changes it. So from my initial prediction, I thought the skunk had just gone on holiday, but I now see that the skunk is actually moving in with the badger, so they are roommates. And that my initial prediction was actually right, that the badger was really displeased to see this skunk. So that bit was right. But obviously now my prediction is going to change because I know the skunk is moving in, but it doesn't change the part that I feel that the badger doesn't really like the skunk. Okay. So in your books, you're going to write the following. So it's really, really short. However, after reading the book, my prediction now is the book is about. So now I'm going to change my prediction. It's going to be about the skunk moving in with the badger. And I think this because it says it's Badger's new roommate. So if you could give me 3 or so sentences that just say how your prediction has changed, and then tomorrow we're actually going to hear chapter 1 of the book.